So we were able to get your lab results in about everything. And what is it, doctor? How am I looking? Well, so looking at the file at the moment, it seems like it's cancer. How can it be, doctor? What type is it? Well, on file it says it was guitar cancer. Yep, that's what it is. What? Yeah, that's correct. So the amount that you've been playing and your incredible consistency with it unfortunately has led to your diagnosis. Would you like to hear some of the proceedings for how we should move forward? I think I'm going to go to a different clinic. So I know the title of this video is a little bit far-fetched and kind of a bit crazy, but stay with me here. Stay with me. Stay with me. We're going to talk about it. So I think the meat and potatoes of this story should start at the very beginning of it. So I'm out one day and I'm at a different guitar shop than what I'm normally at. You know, it has a completely separate range, completely different things. And I'm like, oh, you know, this is a nice selection. Some nice acoustic guitars, some electrics. I'm like, this is a nice batch. Then as I'm browsing and perusing around, I look at one in particular and has the most interesting label I can see on it. It basically goes by this. It says, warning. And then underneath it, it says, can cause cancer and reproductive damage. Now, me seeing this, I was confused and intrigued. Because as a guitar player myself, you have to think, what damage have I caused then if this has it on it? I mean, how much have I been exposed to? Am I gonna die? Is my dick gonna fall off? There's a lot of these questions that we have that needed some more further answers and investigation into it with such a unique label, because most of the time here in Australia, that's never appeared. And on the wall of the collection that they had, that was only on one specific guitar in general, and it looked the same as everything else. So you can damn well think that we're completely screwed. So let's go through some of the research of everything now. So after seeing this, I had decided to go down the rabbit hole of cancer-causing equipment, and most of it comes up all the same: radiation exposure, chain smoking ridiculously, heavy amounts of drinking, things that are naturally harmful to the body. And I'm thinking, where does guitars place in that? And of course, through mass amounts of research and separate articles, kind of pulled up to the same reason: Proposition 65. Now, the idea and the concept behind Proposition 65 is an awfully straightforward one. Inform the person who's purchasing a product or having a product that it can potentially cause some cancer, or it has specific chemicals in it that are unique to the product or something else. Basically just to highlight, hey, this could be potentially dangerous. Use it at your own risk. Now, here's the thing. It's interesting because of how broad this law is. It's not super narrow and super straightforward. It's wide open like the floodgates here. And there's on top of that a huge number of products that carried this label on top of it, which is really interesting. Some of those products include, hold on, let me whip out the list here. Anything from furniture to electronics to tools to building materials, and yes, of course, our favorite, guitars. So when we automatically see the warning sign on everything, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to die yet. It means that we're going to die in the next 50 years, and we might as well get the warning now than later on. And this all comes from the US. Of course it does. And it comes all under California's law, which I was surprised to see in an Australian shop where we aren't really abided by those rules. So my assumption is it was just a guitar that it came from the US and then was imported here into Australia, and it just came with the label on it and the sticker, so when they just pulled it out, they're like, I'll check it on the shelf. It's not going to affect sales or anything. But we now need to realize, dear viewers, what's actually in this guitar that's causing such a label to appear in the first place. It turns out that I couldn't remember the exact model or make of the guitar, so we're going to go kind of broad. Now, after some research, it can be a lot of things really that it could potentially be that's causing. Let's go through the list now. It could be potentially the finish of the guitar. Interesting. That's kind of what I would think in the first place. It could be certain parts, certain specific pieces. Doesn't really help us really. It could be electronic or anything metal. So we're kind of in the huge red here because we have no clue still what it is, and it's such a broad topic that it could quite literally be anything on the guitar itself. Now, of course, the question comes in, dear viewers, should we be concerned? Should we be running and throwing out our guitars and throwing out any important musical instruments that we have and running off into the far distance and burning it all at the stake? And my answer to you is simple. Absolutely. Now, what I want you to do is to take all of your nearest guitars and throw them in the dump as quick as you can as possible. You want to get all that radiation, all that disgusting chemicals out of yourself and never bring it back in. If you don't mean, I'm going to go get a PET scan. No, I'm actually kidding. There's more of a little bit of a more in-depth look into it that we have to do to get to the full nooks and crannies of the actual question itself. See, what I find is that when we look at the label and we try to look in a little bit more deeper, it doesn't necessarily mean that general use of that personal guitar or that specific amount of equipment is a bad thing at all. See, the label's simply there just because of the certain chemicals it could contain or contain within the guitar. Not necessarily by you simply playing it will you get the disease or all these other factors that could come in. You will get. By simply just playing the instrument and doing whatever you need to do with it, it's going to cause you lifelong disease and it's going to make a slow decline, kind of like how you chain smoke every single day of your life. I know you do. Now, of course, I'm no scientist nor a doctor, as much as I try and make it seem like I am highly educated, which of course I am. Don't take anything I say much in this video as verbatim, meaning like this is the ultimate authority. If you want to know more, I'll give you a few links in the description you can kind of read through for yourself. I thought it was such a unique and interesting topic to talk about. But it's more important for us to know what the label actually means instead of just saying the big, bold, scary words and thinking, oh yep, we're not touching it anymore. Of course, that's exactly me, and that's why I'll never be touching it again and burning all of them. See, what makes this topic super interesting to me isn't just about how warning labels are used, but the impact that they have on a product when I'm about to buy something. I wonder how long that guitar's been there in the first place, and since it's been put there, how many people have bought that specific kind? Because I feel like it's quite a big natural deterrent to say on your equipment can cause cancer, can cause reproductive problems. If that's the case, we're all doomed then. See, for me, before reading, I'm like, oh, it's just a nice instrument, there can't be anything wrong with it. In bold letters, will cause cancer, will kill you, you must get away, run as far as possible, never come back from this. Hey guys, it's me, the editor, doing the video. It's the same me on the screen, I'm just editing the video, unfortunately. I thought I'd just stop in real quick and just say thank you for all of your wonderful support that you've given me on my last video. I really appreciate it. And on top of it, I just came to give you a little bit of an interruption here just to say a quick like and subscribe would go a long way to help the channel out and to help me to keep doing what I'm doing now, and I would very much appreciate it. So thank you all much for watching up to this point in the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll get out of the way now. So thank you guys so much. I left the store immediately. It really shows us how easily labels can grab our attention and we can be pulled away or heavily disturbed for it. So that's kind of the whole story of how this whole interesting rabbit hole of labels and things that can potentially cause harm kind of sent me down to writing this video for you guys. Thinking now about it, it's a more interesting topic that I might make another video about, diving more into this specific lore and how else it affects everything else as well. You know, I'd love to know what you guys think of this, what you make of such a unique way of putting up your products, and why other places in the world simply don't do as it does. Why a lot of other places in the world simply don't add that description to other things. Now, ultimately, am I concerned that I'm gonna die from these things? No. But I will say it's a really interesting thing to have when you have it attached to something, and no other place really in the world does it themselves. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I have never seen one here in Australia or in other countries where I've been to where it's ever written anything like that. All have just been simply merely displayed. Of course, unless that one guitar was purely made of plutonium or something, it's gonna rock my hands off the second I touch it. I don't feel concerned about anything else I have in general, and you probably shouldn't either. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate that. Like the video, smash the subscribe button, absolutely obliterate it. Pull all of your cancer rays and put it towards those two buttons. Alright? Okay, bye.